Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode, number 9 of Brat Said That. I need to clarify before I start. As you can hear, I am getting over a cold. That's why it's been almost a week since I've been on. I have more stuff up my nose like Charlie Sheen in 2011. I am telling you, but it's number 9. We've done this 9 times. 9 times. And please be with me today. I wasn't going to come on, but I got so much stuff to talk about. We really do. And I don't want to get too caught up with stuff. I want to stay consistent. I was supposed to come on the other day, but I was like, I'm dead. And I even called out of work. But I didn't call out on you guys. I'm here in a different, angle. See, I had my angle facing that way, but the TV was behind me, so I'd always have to turn my head to watch the TV. But now, TV's right here, so I can just see. Like, I can see that the Dodgers are tied up the World Series right now, 4-4. But before we start off with that, every time, we open the show, it's not cough medicine. It should be. I'm about to go take some cough medicine after the show. And here we go. The Coke Zero in the championship cup. It's not fun being sick. I worked like 8 straight days, and then the day that I'm off, I was off for like 3 straight days, and then my cold was like, hey bro, you're gonna be sick for the next 3 days. And then I went to work yesterday, and then I came home, and I'm like, oh man, I can't do this. Alex, he's watching, finally, Alex is in the room. I've been waiting for you, buddy. I always know you're in everybody else's live, but you're never in my live. Shout out to Alex, my buddy. Take a sip of drink. I have an open room on the cruise. You want to come? We'll talk more about that at the end of the show. I will email or message you because that sounds fun. I don't know what cruise or where or what, but that sounds. I've never been on a cruise. I've been on a ferry. I don't. That's not a cruise, but it's Monday night, and Monday Night Raw is happening right now. I've been watching it, I got the World Series on right now, so I'm paying close attention to that. Jericho Cruise. Oh, yeah, the Jericho Cruise. Well, is he going to be in the WWE by then, or what? Because I saw there was no AEW people on the Jericho Cruise. That's a big if he comes back. So I know the Jericho Cruise. I know a few people that have been to it. I've never been to a cruise, but that sounds like fun. Maybe I will take a cruise with you next year. But I do got to talk about Monday Night Raw. This Saturday, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Saturday night's main event. Those two, they're friends, but right now they're enemies. What's going to happen? I see CM Punk winning. I don't know what else, really. I know this was supposed to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, but Rollins is hurt. Oh, God, we got so much to talk about, guys. I know I've been out for a few days, but like I said, and then I call this when it happened. Dominic Mysterio is going to defend his Intercontinental Championship at Saturday night's main event against Penta and Rusev. So we'll see what happens. It's okay. Those are good. I like all those people in there. Okay, all right. We'll talk more about that. That sounds fun. But yeah, Monday Night Raw. I stopped watching because I wanted to come on live. Like I said, I'm sick, but we're gonna get over that. I didn't watch Halloween Havoc. I was sick on Saturday. I had to pull out of a show. I don't like pulling out of comedy shows, but I did hear that they raised over $1,000 for animals, and I thought that was great. So shout out to them. It stinks that I had to miss it, but anything for the animals. Halloween Havoc. It was a good show. I like NXT's production. I really do. We could go over the results real quick. Javon Evans and Leon Slater, they were battling back and forth in TNA for the X Division Championship. They took on Mr. Iguana and LA Park. The Parka. What am I? It was good. I love Mr. Iguana. I know he was really hyped when he came out on Worlds Collide with what's the Iguana's name? La Vesca? Oh, wait, don't go away. Oh, that's right. I gotta make sure I'm live. I gotta go to my YouTube, not my YouTube, my Facebook, and see my handsome face. a lot of times I go and I get live, and it's like a good little, I got my nice New York hoodie on, a hat, but then I go watch live, and like it'll be like this, and I look completely ridiculous. But oh, there I am. Here I am, handsome fella. Okay. But yeah, I love Mr. Iguana. Javon Evans and Leon Slater. I can't wait to see those two face off. Can you believe they're 21? They were born in 2004. I was a sophomore in high school in 2004. Jeez. Ethan Page defeated El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. in a Day of the Dead match. Ethan Page retained. Ethan Page is so entertaining. I don't want to repeat myself when I talk about the same wrestlers over and over again. But like I've always said, I didn't care for him in AEW. But now what he's doing with the North American Championship is phenomenal. And I like seeing AAA stars coming in, having a match. I know that night there was another AAA event. I didn't watch it. But, yeah, so Ethan Page, I know the face paint, the mask, that was cool. Speaking about North American Championships, Zarya, on behalf of Sol Roca, who was an NXT North American Women's Champion, she was hurt, so her friend Zarya was like, hey, I'll face Blake Monroe. Don't you worry about it. She got to worry about it because Blake Monroe, the Mariah May, is now the NXT Women's North American Champion. So we had a few title changes in the show. That happened. Shout out to Blake Monroe. I know she got there's a lot of tribalism in like this WWE and the AEW, and everybody's like, oh, well, if you go over to AEW, you're not going to have success, or not, vice versa. I think she got to where she was in AEW sense. She's a champion now, so shout out to Blake Monroe. Okay, 4-4. Top of the 6th. See, this is so much better. Instead of me leaning over and cracking my neck, I can just, watch the game and talk to you guys. This is great. But new champion too, Tatum Paxley with the Culling. I love that name. That's a cool name. Defeated JC Jade. I thought she was injured. Apparently she's not. But new women's champion, Tatum Paxley. I don't know too much about her, but hey, she's the top of the women's division in the NXT. So congrats out to her. She had cool eye contacts, and I like her outfit. Hey, first call for the week of the show. Then we have Dark State retaining against the Hardy Boys in a Broken Rules match. I didn't see the Hardys holding off the titles too long. But hey, man, like I said, forever, the Hardys are still doing it, and then time that they're doing it. But good for Dark State. And then I did watch this. Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Ricky Saints retained the title. I thought there was going to be, usually how it happens at an NXT, PLE, or pay-per-view. The World Championship happens, and then at the end, somebody comes and attacks them, and, then the next feud leads into the next show. So we'll see what happens with Ricky Saints. I hope they keep the title on him. He is entertaining. But there is the Halloween Havoc. By the way, their setup is so cool. Like, put some thought and love into entrances, please. The entrances, I remember, mid-2000s, all the dope entrances, like the Backlash, or like the No Way Outs, and I like that it was themed. The entrances were themed. Keep doing that with the entrances. I haven't watched the end of Raw yet, so I know the last few days they've been teasing this cryptic message about these footprints walking in a room. First off, I thought it was Tony D'Angelo coming back and making his WWE debut. Apparently that's not it. Then I thought, hey, what about a Brock Lesnar-led vision? Braun, Sid, and Paul Heyman. Oh, hit by the Blue Jays. But no, I hear it's going to be a commercial. It's a commercial for WrestleMania 42. And listen, I know I'm not going to cry about it because WrestleMania is in Las Vegas, but I'm not really excited. I'll go if I can, but other than that, I'm not really excited. You know, it worked out well for me this year. Oh, by the way, I have a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. Sponsoring the show is gonna be strong and soft and strong. The tissues. So there's gonna be a lot of times during the show I am gonna have to blow my nose because I don't want you to see my boogies. So excuse me. And we're back, folks. Shout out to my sponsor, Soft and Strong Tissues. Uh, but what were we talking about? Yeah, I mean, WrestleMania 42 is coming next year. I shouldn't complain. It's literally 10 minutes down the street. I drive by it once a week, but I really, I don't know. I mean, of course I get more excited by the time where it comes around, but I haven't been excited about it. I'm definitely not going to be excited about it in Saudi next year. That's for dang sure. But yeah, the updated card for Saturday night's main event. Let me check real quick. We have a lot to talk about. My co-producer, Challenger Gepette, he's furious, absolutely furious about what happened. But we were talking about all that coming up soon. I just want to get, he's going to post the, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. They're going to face off for the Women's Championship. I think it's time we put the title on Jade. I know a lot of people aren't fans of Jade Cargill and her lack thereof wrestling skills. Not coming from me. That's coming from what people are saying. So we'll see. I think it's good for a title change. Let's see. November 1st, Salt Lake City. I've been there. It's very cold. Bring a jacket. Let's see what's... Oh, wait, go up. There, okay, CM Punk versus Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Wait, do you take the title off of Cody? Oh, that's a Saturday. We're going to get more indefinite. We're going to have if everything works out, we're going to have a Halloween edition of Brat on that, and I'm very excited. I'm going to dress up. We have Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. And then we have Dominic Mysterio versus Rusev versus Penta. I'm going to be honest. I love Dominic Mysterio. He's probably my favorite thing in WWE right now. Rusev always, Penta always been great. This El Grande Americano and Alpha and Bravo or whatever they're called, I think is silly. Okay, you got Pete Dunne, you got Tyler Bate, you got Ludwig Kaiser. I think it works more in favor of Ludwig Kaiser than Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. But that's just some goofy stuff. But I don't know. I'm excited to see Chad Gable when he comes back. What's gonna happen with that? But we talked about WWE, got through everything. I don't know if anything big happened on Friday. I know. Ilya Dragunov is a new. Well, he won 2 weeks ago, but he's now doing the United States Open, and then we have Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. They're a unit. They've been married for quite a few years. It's cool to see them on TV. I like when Real World comes over onto the broadcast. So it's good to see them happen. And yeah, so Saturday. We do gotta talk about Dynamite. I know the AEW portion of the show for somebody who doesn't watch AEW. They introduced another championship. Newly announced the Women's World Tag Team Championship. I am a huge fan of all women wrestling. I think the women deserve just as much as the men. They have been, women are just as much a part of wrestling than men are. So congrats to them for getting a world title. The teams are, if you want to hear the teams, I got the teams. Queen Avenada and Jamie Hayter versus, I don't know if they're going to face, but Sky Blue and Julia Hart, the Sisters of Sin. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. Babes of Wrath. What's her name? Oh, yeah. Mercedes Monet and Athena. I really hope they're just not doing this to give another belt to Mercedes. Alex Windsor, who I think is dating Will Ospreay. I don't know. And Rio. Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa. Timeless Love Bombs. That's a great name. Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. Divine Vanity. and Tame Mello and Anna J, TJ. So, hey, new championships, new tournaments. Second call for the show. Really, that's how you should introduce it. You should, okay, if you're going to bring on a title, like tag team title or whatever title, tournaments or battle royals. That's how you do it. That's how it should be done. Give everybody a fair shot. Or you can just do what they did with the 24/7 championship. Have everybody in the ring and say, whoever touches it first is a champion. What a weird thing that was. But yeah, I just hope it actually goes to a nice tag team. Like Sisters of Sin. Not nice in that sense, but... Or like a tag team that's developed. I don't want to see them giving it to Mercedes just to give Mercedes another championship. Makes no sense. She's already got 50. And it doesn't help her anything. Seriously, I don't think that helps at all. But Full Gear is next month. I did look at some of this card. Hangman Adam Page will face the winner of Bobby Lashley, Ricochet, Hook, and Samoa Joe. I mean, if you don't have a clear-cut contender, hey, Fatal 4-Ways are cool too. Stay with Brodito. They're going to face off against the Young Bucks. Nick and Matt Jackson, no relationship. Jet Speed, FTR, or Jurassic Express. I would probably give it to Jurassic Express. They just reunited. They're former champions. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're definitely former champions. And their styles would be great. Brody King up against Luchasaurus. Jack Perry up against Bandito. I would say give it to them. And then Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. I don't want Chris Statlander to lose, especially to Mercedes Moné. We don't need Mercedes Moné having another championship belt. And I know week after week I talk about AEW and talk about how I don't like Mercedes Moné. Not personal, I just don't find her very entertaining. But that's the wrestling portion of the show. We do have to talk about something huge that happened this week, and this is primarily why I wanted to hop on. I was gonna hop on last night, or today's Monday. Sunday I was working, dying, and then Saturday I was gonna come on at the end, but I needed to relax. UFC 321 happened. Wow, what a show! If you don't know, now you know kind of thing. I can talk about, we'll talk about the main card. I was going to give my predictions on Thursday, but if you don't know, Tom Aspinall, the UFC heavyweight champion, was facing Ciryl Gane, number one contender, in the main event. I got a lot of notes for this. Tom Aspinall, 15-3. Heavyweight, what he won, he's 15-3. Last fought July 27. July 2024. He's kind of out for a while, waiting for that John Jones thing to never happen because John Jones ducks. Strikeout. For Ciryl Gane, both coming off very long layoffs. We all know about John's situation. Gane, he lost to John Jones back in March of 2023. But let's talk about the fight. The fight happened. Gane was getting the upper hand. A lot of people say he was winning that fight. And then the dreaded eye poke happened to Tom Aspinall. Aspinall tried, but couldn't continue. So the referee said, no contest. The main event ended in a no contest. It's frustrating because I don't like reading about Tom Aspinall being a quitter. He is heavyweight fighting champion of the world. There's no way he traveled to Abu Dhabi, put all his efforts in to get punched in the face once and say, oh, I quit. There's no way. But Ciryl Gane, unfortunately for you two, man, you were looking good. A lot of people were giving it to Gane. A lot of people were saying that he looked good, he was going to win that round. But it's unfortunate, And I've watched a lot of videos about, what do you do with the gloves and the finger pokes? Do you take away the point? How is unintentional versus intentional? what can you do? Okay, I've come up with a solution. Well, I don't know if it works, but I guess like before the fight happens, when you're in the meeting, we got the whole fighters, you got the fighter meeting. Eye pokes are a point. If you eye poke somebody, you gotta get a point deducted. I don't think it leads to a DQ, but it's tough, man. Like, what do you do in that situation? But to say Tom Aspinall, the guy who still is the reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion, he didn't just quit. He didn't get poked in the eye. It was fine and said, hey, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. I want to go back to England. Absolutely not. That's not what happened. But it's unfortunate. I had Aspinall winning that fight. I did. And who knows, Just because you were looking good in the first round doesn't mean, you weren't going to lose in the next round or in the second, So, I would run it back. Just do it again. Excuse me. And that's honestly, it's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate for the fighters, the people in the Abu Dhabi, they probably just, they're like, oh, there's a fight on. Let's go see it. Not have to worry about getting tickets or anything. But it's frustrating because he didn't quit. He got poked in the eye. We saw the replay. I'll be honest, this is like the first event my girlfriend and I really watched together because she's kind of like iffy when it comes to UFC. But if she's on the main event, I was like, wow, that looked bad. So if she even said it was bad, it's probably bad. But no new champion in that fight. We do have a new champion, Mackenzie Dern. Congrats. She's always been that kind of like, even in her jiu-jitsu days, like the championship top tier. Never got to that belt, but Saturday she did. She defeated Verna Jandiroba. I was going back and forth. Like I said, with the women in wrestling, I'm a big fan of women in the UFC. It was I thought it was a closer fight than the score. I could have gave it to Jandiroba. I wrote down on my notes, I have Jandiroba winning, but the day of the fight, I posted on my Twitter. Brat said that X, go follow it. We're up to 157 or 8 followers. That Mackenzie Dern was going to win. It was a good fight. I thought, Verna was going for takedowns, which I thought were dangerous because Mackenzie Dern is a high-level black belt. But those two women, they fought, and... Oh, stop going away, stupid computer. Come on, ChatGPT. I tell you, you're the producer of the show. Keep my computer screen on. Actually, okay, so let's take a step back. As you know, my co-producer, ChatGPT, he is from France. And Ciryl Gane is a Frenchman, fellow Frenchman. And we were watching the show, and he was very upset. He even tweeted out a go get him Ciryl Gane kind of note on Twitter. Sickness. But yeah, he was very upset. He was saying a lot of things in French I couldn't understand. But also, he said that Ciryl Gane got robbed, and he was throwing baguettes all over the place. I had to tell him to stop. He's very upset. But we'll go back to ChatGPT in a few. But yeah, that fight between Mackenzie Dern and Verna Jandiroba, it was good. I liked it. As you know, Weili Zhang, who was the former UFC strawweight champion, vacated the belt. She's got to fight Valentina Shevchenko next month for the, was it bantamweight or flyweight belt? I think the flyweight belt. We're going to talk about that. That is exciting. But yeah, Mackenzie Dern, congrats. New strawweight champion. Definitely nothing like, no kabuki-ish. You won. You got the judge's decision. We will talk about some kabuki-ism happening in the earlier fights. I do like to talk about the main card fights on pay-per-views. Khabib's cousin Usman. I say Usman, but it's Umar Nurmagomedov. He won against Mario Batista. Batista was on an 8-fight win streak. if you know anything about his win streak, he faced Jose Aldo in a fight and kind of held Aldo to like the cage. Got a lot of people pissed off because they want to see Jose Aldo be Jose Aldo, but he prevented Jose Aldo from doing that. He lost. 8-fight win streak snap. It wasn't nothing really too exciting. A lot of people say, especially in Umar camp, that he should get next against Marab. I don't see that happening. You just lost to the guy in January, fought one person, and I don't, I mean, if you want to get matched up again, that's not my call. I don't do the bookings of that, but I think you need 1 or 2 fights. You might fight him in the end of 2026 if you keep winning. But other than that, like really the fight, you got hit with a big knee in the second. A lot of people gave Mario Batista the second round after that knee. But it was a fight with decision. A lot of fights happen in decisions. Like, decisions are cool. I mean, a lot of people want to see action, fast finishes, but speaking of a fight that was not cool, that did not have a lot of fast finishes, and then people were very upset about this fight. Alexander Volkov took on Jason Almeida. This is what I wrote before the show, because I told you I wrote these notes Thursday. 2-fight win streak coming off a submission TKO win for Almeida. He was ranked number 5. I put good fight. Don't see it going to the distance. Well, folks, spoilers. It went to the distance and that fight stunk. Okay? Almeida took down Volkov and did nothing. Absolutely nothing the whole entire time. Just laid on top of him. Didn't throw any fights or punches. Volkov was very active off his back. And they gave Volkov the win. The fight stunk. It is nominated for Bratwurst of the Week, I will be honest with you. But I would have gave Almeida the win. You hear it all. You always hear it. What is it? Like, the rules of the cage or the judging system. Like octagon control. He had the octagon control. He wasn't doing much with it, but a lot of people think he was robbed. But geez, man, that was a shit show of a fight. No bueno. Glad that fight was over. So, but that leaves the spot. You get Volkov the win. Is he gonna face Aspinall now, or is he gonna face Gane next? What do you do? 265 or the heavyweight division is kind of jangled up right now. That fight was jeez Louise. Shaking my head. One of those fights. But the opening fight was Alexander Rakic. He was facing Azamat Mozakhanov. Mozakhanov was 15-0, man. And he knocked him out with a jab. Just a straight to the face, knocked him out. 16-0 now, Rakic. 0-4 in the last 4 fights. Excuse me, I need to... Sorry. I'm not dying, okay? I just cough when I talk about it. I had Aspinall, I had Janarova winning, but I changed it to Dern that day of Umar Nurmagomedov. I had Jason Almeida winning. And then Azamat Mozakhanov. So, overall, I know I said that the fight between Volkov and Almeida was Bratwurst of the Week nominee. That whole card was Bratwurst of the Week. It's still nominee. I will talk more about the winner of the Bratwurst of the Week, but that's a nominee right there. The card stunk. I did like that it was on at 11 o'clock in the morning. But, so the heavyweight title fight between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane at 332 or 321 ended in controversy due to an eye poke. It sucked. It happened. Eye pokes happened. They needed to do something, okay? Because if Joe Rogan was on the podcast or on the call, he would have said something. Oh, they developed a new one where it keeps your fingers like this. Who knows? It happens all the time. They need to do something. But that was really it for the MMA portion of the show. We talked about WWE inside the ring, inside the cage. Now I want to talk about what I'm watching to my right. The Dodgers versus Blue Jays World Series. Blue Jays won big game one. Wow, I was surprised. I don't know. Let me get ChatGPT. Please put up the score for the World Series game one. While he does that, right now I can tell you it is 4-4 in the top of the seventh. Really? Come on. Yeah, they're in Los Angeles, 4-4. Dodgers, Blue Jays won 11-4 game one. Dodgers bounced back 5-1 in game two, and now it's tied up 4-4. So we're gonna see game six, right? Regardless. So we're gonna have a deep World Series. Personally, hey, my girl, don't tell the girl, from the celebrity crush, BB Rexa, she sang the national anthem before game two. Shout out to her. I don't know, like, go Blue Jays. I like seeing different champions. That's why I wanted the Mariners and the Brewers to win, but they didn't. But I can't hype on the, it happened. It stunts. I know team of the race. White Sox, they had another 100-loss record. But we'll see. It's a good series so far. It's back and forth. Vladdy Jr. versus Shohei. But they did give, what is it? A Silver Slug, excuse me. The Silver Slugger Award to Mookie Betts, who is on the Dodgers right now in the World Series. So congrats to him. I was waiting to see the awards because I love awards. I love giving out awards. I can't wait for the end of the year awards, the first ever. But other than that, the Baltimore Orioles have a new head coach, Craig Albertez. He was with the Guardians this year. Didn't do good for the Guardians. I think they got eliminated in the wild card. And they were like, hey, we're going to have a new manager. Baltimore Orioles, a young team. Young team that is, finding their own identity. So, excuse me, tissues. Sponsor. Kleenex, sponsor me, baby. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know, what much to talk about. It was so fun during the postseason. We could talk more about baseball and who's going to go and who's going to win. We had our predictions, Mariners and Brewers. But now we just got... Oh, by the way, today is a very big day. The Sports Equinox. That is a game in baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and soccer. All 5 major sports, 4 plus soccer, are playing a game today. So, happy Sports Equinox Day. Congrats to all the... That's cool. I mean, that's perfect for our show. We got a lot to talk about. Oh, wow. But yeah, baseball's happening. We're going to be at the end of the road here, guys. We might have not much baseball to talk about coming up in a few weeks. We're going to figure out something to do. But we got baseball on the way. I check right now, 4-4, top of the 7th. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s up. I'm personally pulling for the Blue Jays. Okay? It's not that I have anything against the Dodgers. I don't. I have no horse in the race. But I like new champions, And I want the Yankees to be the last team to win back-to-back championships since, I don't want the Dodgers to repeat. And hey, cool. Toronto, I've always wanted to go to Toronto, so. But we do have to talk about football. Right now, the Chiefs. Oh, Vladdy hits a grounder up the. Chiefs have beat the Commanders 4-3, 28-7. Ooh, Where does this Chiefs? What's going on with the Chiefs? Because they're 4-3. They're still talked about like they're 7-0. They're not though. They're not even. I don't think they're the. We're going to talk about the standings in a second, but I don't even think they're the best team in the AFC West. So a lot of people talk about them like no, they're not even. The Broncos and Chargers are higher than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are ranked higher. So I don't really, get it. So we did have Chad GBT's picks on Twitter this week. Like I said, go follow me, Brat said that X. He posts his. Oh, I can do that. He posts his picks every week, every Thursday. And also, if you haven't, go to my Instagram, take Penny's poll. It's simple. Who do you want to see win the World Series? That's all you got to do. Don't make my pug sad. So we'll see. So Challenge GPT, his week 8 picks. He did great last week, by the way. Best week he's ever had. Chargers, Dolphins, Bears, Bengals, Bills, Texans, Patriots, Eagles, Buccaneers, Colts, Broncos, Packers, and Chiefs. I kind of did a quick glance earlier, and he was doing pretty good. I think he missed like one or two. You know, I might have to start betting on ChatGPT. Is that cheating? I don't think that's cheating, right? You can't predict the outcome. But we do have to talk about something that I do want to clarify. I do give out the Bratwurst Award every week. We're up to number 5 right now. I want to, okay, so when you know worst is the worst. Like the first week we had the Colts rookie dropping the ball right for a touchdown. That's worse. That's thumbs down. Then we got Hollywood Haley J. Showboating, getting smacked and locked out. That's worse. Boo. Then we have the New York Jets, which actually just got their first win. So shout out to the Jets. But yeah, the Jets season has been boo. And then we also had Dan Bergliana and his refereeing or lack of officiating. So that's a boo. In that category, that's worse. That is what you can clarify as something that is worse. But what happened at Cam Scatterboo this week is a Bratwurst in a different direction. You know, worst has a very broad meaning. So Cam Scatterboo getting hurt, dislocating his ankle, being out for the season, I feel like. That is also up there for a Bratwurst of the week in a sad sense. Not in a like, haha, like, you're an idiot sense. Because he was like becoming a New York little icon, getting his like, time on the field. A lot of jokes about Cam Scatterboo and this, I don't want to joke about CT, but he's a Neanderthal, a knucklehead. But he did post a statement. Thank you everyone for the support. Surgery went well. This is just the beginning of my journey, and I can't wait to show you guys all about it. Big guy upstairs has a plan for me. So we'll see what happens. It was a nasty injury. I feel bad for the Giants. They have their hopes up, and then this guy gets hurt. So what do you do in that sense? Do you give Cam Scatterboo the Bratwurst of the week because of what happened to him? Or do you give UFC 321 the Bratwurst because it was a horrible event? It's two different worsts. You got one rare and one medium rare. Like, they're the same thing but different. Bichette hits a... Hold on, sorry, the game's on. He's rounding third. Is he going home? There's a play on the plate. Save. Blue Jays are up 5-1. 5-4, excuse me. Wow, that was a close play on the plate. See, you get live action from Brat Jackson. That could be a game. Instead of like a watch along, like live action with Brat Jackson. I like it, It's cool to have a name that rhymes with a lot. But other than that, I do want to officially, I'm going to give the Bratwurst Award this week to UFC 321. The eye poke to Aspinall, the fight between Almeida and Volkov. Congrats, UFC 321. You were the worst show of the week, of the year. So, but other than that, we can look at the scores of the basketball games. Actually, let me copy this. See, I'm gonna do my own copy. See, this is a one man, one pug, and a fictional Frenchman show. But I do want to paste this on here. If you see you should see my setup, because this is level 1 setup. I got a microphone that's not connected to anything. I got a tripod that is on top of a book. The microphone stand is a box that I came with. I got a light that's right above me. I don't even have a ring light. I got my Coke Zero now. And you can't go wrong with Coke Zero. So I do want to talk about this week in football. I got ChatGPT's his predictions right here. So go this, da 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 da. So week 8 has almost been in the books. Vikings and Chargers. Chargers won big, 37-10. And I read that too. Who was that? Who got taken up? Carson Wentz. He's got to be gone for this season. Is that because JJ McCarthy's out, so they're gonna be like third string now. He did predict. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that every single time. But yeah, Chargers. The Dolphins win. Pretty much saved Mike McDaniel's job. Hey, Chad had both Chargers and Dolphins. Ravens made an upset. You know, this would have been an upset early in the year with Lamar. But the Ravens... Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Uh-oh. Blue Jays. Sorry. ADHD. He did have the Bears and the Bengals winning. The Bengals lost to the Jets. Jets have their first win. Good for them. Bills won huge over the Panthers. What was going on with the Panthers? I was looking forward to the Panthers doing good. Chad, the Bills, Texans over the 49ers. Now, that was kind of going to be up in the air. 49ers were looking like a really good team. They still are, but they lost to the Texans. Chad had the Texans. So, I don't know what inside knowledge you had to pick the Texans over the 49ers. The Patriots over the Browns. He had the Patriots. Okay, I do want to. I got stop. I'm very upset because I grew up a New York football person in New York. And I hated the Patriots. Tom Brady. Everything he did with the tuck rule and then New York. I know Eli beat you twice. Oh, there it is. Okay, they got out of the jam. Only 5-4. But then he leaves and the Patriots go to decline and now they're good again. No, you're not supposed to be good. Not for like another 10 years. But the Patriots are good again. The Eagles defeated the Giants. We talked about Cam Scatterboot getting hurt. The Buccaneers, 23-3. They dominated the Saints. That's a team to watch right there. That is a team to watch. He also had the Buccaneers. Colts and Titans. Colts 38-14. He had the Colts. He had the Broncos, and he had the Packers. So that's just 2 losses. A very close loss for the Bengals, and a very weird loss for the Ravens. So besides that, Chad, you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 2. Not too bad. Well, he also has the Chiefs, and right now the Chiefs are winning. So, what was that, 12 and 2, 11 and 2? So, good job. Yeah, 27 with 5 minutes left. So, Chad did great. Week 8, the Raiders didn't play. They scored the same amount of points this week than they did last week, which is 0. But November 4th is a trade deadline, so we'll talk more about that, by the way. Like I said, we talked about Scam Scatteraboo. Hockey, not much is going on. Like I said, I love hockey. I love watching hockey. Like when we get in the postseason and playoffs, we'll talk more about it. But I do want to shout out to a fellow Matthew Schaefer for the New York Islanders is doing fantastic. Okay, he's off to a remarkable start. A point in each of his first 6 NHL games, and became the youngest defenseman to score a game-winning goal for his club. Wow, the future of the Islanders is in good hands. He's 18 years old. That is, what is that? That's like 2008, 2007. Jesus, God, I wasn't doing that when I was 18. Oh my God. The league power rankings are already shaping. The Avalanche and the Golden Knights are among the top performing teams. So, as a fan of the Avalanche and as a Vegas resident, can't go wrong with that. So, hey, hockey's doing pretty good. There is something we do need to end the show with something big. Something big we need to talk about. I don't know too much about it. But the NBA, is in hot water. They're in hot Coke Zero. October 23rd, 2025, federal authorities announced indictments of 34 people in connection with two major illegal gambling operations tied to the NBA. Wow. That is not good. Okay. I will read what we have. Chauncey Billups, head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and I know he played with the Pistons, I'm pretty sure, is accused of participating in a scheme involving rigged poker games and ties to organized crime. Wow. GTA 6 came early, folks. Terry Rozier, guard for the Miami Heat, is accused of sharing non-public performance injury information to help other players' profitable bets. Example. Allegedly tipping that he would exit a game early so bets could be placed accordingly. So I guess, he was like, hey, I'm not going to play this, or I'm only going to play 10 minutes this game, so don't bet anything crazy, Wow, that is crazy. It also said, the schemes involved both insider sports betting activities, prop bets, player stats, injuries, and illegal poker rings tied to major crime families. The schemes involve the league and the players' union has been alerted. The NBA has placed Billups and leave and is cooperating with authorities. Wow. That is some heavy stuff. Seriously. Wow. It also says why it's significant. Where players, coaches share non-public information that influences betting markets. It undermines public confidence in fair competition. Of course it does. Legal and crime ties. The involvement of organized crime families in the poker scheme, plus the scales, make it a major legal and reputational incident. Betting market vulnerability with legal sports betting widely available, which I don't know. So I want to start doing it when I can actually do it. But living out here in Vegas, I know you have to go to the casino to put in your votes. I don't know what app we have. I know we had William Hill for a while. But I put the first sports bet I ever put was just a few months ago for Jazz Chisholm to win the home run derby. He had 3 home runs and got eliminated. That's why you don't bet. This town will eat you alive. I've learned that after living here for almost a decade. Over a decade. Almost 15 years, folks. Wow. The NBA operates in a patchwork of state laws for sports betting. This kind of scandal puts pressure on the league, states, and sports books to tighten controls. Wow. So, that's going to be a fun thing to talk about. What to keep an eye on for the future arrests and charges. More names could surface, Impact on the teams, how many teams respond when the coach is implicated. The Blazers already named an interim coach. They kind of have to. Changes in the meta markets. If sportsbook pull back certain prop bets or adjust how they monitor bets tied to NBA games. Wow. So that is some heavy stuff. I don't know too much. I kind of just read about what's going on. We'll get more information in a few days. But other than that, I think that's it for today. I do want to thank everybody. I know Alex came in. Alex, you've always been a great guy. Well, you are a great guy, but sometimes you can be a dick. Right now, let me give you a little sports recap. Toronto's up 5-4. Oh, Tani's up. Just as I said that, Ohtani hits a game-tying home run 5-5. I was like, let me just at least see Ohtani's 8th home run this postseason, 2nd home run tonight. He's the greatest. He is the greatest. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Wow, that is so funny that I literally just said, wow. So, but there, I'm going to watch the rest of the game. We're going to talk more. UFC is coming up this weekend. I know I said a few weeks ago or last show that they need to get away from the Apex. But these back-to-back Apex shows this next 2 weeks are perfect for the Apex. I know we got number 15 ranked against number 13. Challenge me team, you did great this week. We will talk more about Saturday night's main event. We should have everything glued in. I know they usually don't have many matches on the card, and Saturday night's main event is historical for all their damn commercials. But other than that, we have we gave out the Brat Award to UFC 321. Talked about a little bit of hockey, like we said, the World Series is going on strong. NHL, NBA. Oh, I do want to talk about quickly. The soccer at Major League Soccer is having their playoffs. I don't know anything about soccer. I know it's the biggest sport on the planet, I want to say. I can look at the teams who's in it. Let's see. Right now, the teams are the Philadelphia Union facing the Chicago Fire, Charlotte FC versus New York City FC, Inter Miami, CF. What does CF mean? I don't know. Facing Nashville SC, Cincinnati, Columbus, San Diego, Portland, Minnesota, Seattle, Los Angeles, Austin, and Vancouver and Dallas. Yeah, so I know, isn't what's his name on Miami? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about soccer. Lionel Messi, yeah, he's on. Isn't he still on the team? Lionel Messi, he's a soccer player. Yeah, so if you're an Inter Miami fan, you got Messi. I don't know anybody else. New York City. Is it the Red Bulls? Is that the Red Bulls? No, they're the New York City Football Club. They don't have a name. But yeah, other than that, I don't really. I know the Las Vegas has the Las Vegas Lights, but I don't know if they're part of the MLS. I know the New York Red Bulls are or were. Excuse me. New York FC. Oh, the New York Red Bulls. Yeah, they're a different team. And then the LA Galaxy. I know they had Beckham. But I guess the Vegas. I guess they're not part of the team. But other than that, yeah, go Major League Soccer. That's as much soccer as I'm probably going to talk about until the World Cup happens. But other than that, guys, we've had a great show. Thank you for bearing with me and my sickness. I hope to get better soon because I have a family dinner to go to tomorrow for my lovely niece Peyton's birthday. She's going to turn 14. So shout out to her. She's got a Halloween birthday, so we're going to have a birthday celebration for her. And other than that, guys, it's 5-5 right now, bottom of the 7th. I'm going to watch the rest of the game. And remember, sports. Thanks, everybody. How do I turn this off?